The all-powerful Donald Trump is looking anything but that today. Not only is he running from the Epstein files, but his revenge tour was just humiliated in court again. Trump's weaponization of the DOJ so that he can go after his political critics is supposed to display his abject power as the chief executive who has no guardrails. But I'm going to show video of how the courts are absolutely humiliating Trump. And at the core of this humiliation is the fact that in order to weaponize the DOJ, Trump has had to empty it of almost every career prosecutor and replace them with a bunch of clowns. First it was Alina Habba, then Jeanine Pirro, and that was followed by Lindsay Halligan. All three of these supposed legal eagles have three things in common: a fundamental lack of knowledge of legal procedures, no ethics whatsoever, and slavish devotion to Mango Mussolini. Pirro had a lot of swagger when she announced that she was prosecuting Sandwich Guy, but a grand jury refused to deliver a felony indictment, and then a jury laughed it out of court when he was brought up on misdemeanor charges. But even more embarrassing for Trump is his political prosecution of Letitia James and James Comey. No self-respecting prosecutor would even remotely try these sham cases. Enter Lindsay Halligan, a lawyer with so little trial experience, she didn't even know how to enter evidence into a case. She was appointed by Trump and Bondi to take on these cases because no one in the DOJ would. And that's not a superlative. The remaining self-respecting lawyers in the DOJ are refusing to work with Halligan. And as a result, she has to do all the trial work herself. Only she doesn't know what she's doing. Bummer for her. But it gets even worse. Today, Halligan faced a hearing as to whether she was legally appointed. That hearing is the result of Comey and James's defense lawyers, who do have a ton of experience and know exactly what they are doing. They filed a motion challenging her legal standing. And today, the judge heard that motion, and the details are explosive. Watch this.
Joyce, Halligan's swift ascent, going from no prosecutorial experience to now special attorney overseeing a pair of extremely high-profile cases. How do you suppose career lawyers in this U.S. Attorney's Office feel about this?
Well, I don't think we have to guess. I think we know by the virtue of the fact that Halligan is the lone signature on this case when it comes out of grand jury. It seems clear that prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia have realized that their strength is in unity, and when they band together and simply refuse to participate in an illegitimate exercise of the Justice Department's power, it's very difficult for her to retaliate. And Anna, you said something here that's so important, that she had a rapid ascent to this position. She is, of course, as has been widely discussed, an insurance lawyer and not a prosecutor. And bringing federal prosecutions, and particularly one like this, is a real trap for the unwary. So when the judge gets her hands on grand jury transcripts and is able to see what Halligan said to grand jurors, a whole host of new problems could emerge.
I do want to underscore that Halligan was only in this role because President Trump and AG Pam Bondi forced out the prior interim U.S. attorney because he didn't think these two cases were strong enough to prosecute. But now that move may be actually jeopardizing both of these prosecutions. Kimberly, what does that say about how the DOJ operates under Pam Bondi?
I mean, I think it is strong evidence about the political motivation behind this.
That earlier in the briefing leading up to today's hearing, she demanded that the government provide her with grand jury transcripts and recordings and materials so that she could assess what presentations were made to the grand jury and whether or not Lindsay Halligan herself was the only person who participated in that presentation. The government then did not give her all of the materials that she asked for, and she quickly called the Department of Justice on the carpet for that. So already we're seeing signs that this is a judge who suffers no fools, who, when she says, this is what I want, expects everyone to comply. How that cuts in her treatment of the Department of Justice lawyers today, Anna, is anyone's best guess. The other mystery is, of course, who's going to be arguing for the government.
So after hearing from both sides today, Judge Cameron Curie announced that she would render a decision before Thanksgiving. But it is notable that DOJ left out big pieces of transcript and that the judge is looking for evidence as to whether anyone else worked on the case. That's a hint that if no one else is found working directly on this, the cases will be tossed. Also important to note is the lengths these federal judges go to in order to preserve the integrity of the judiciary. They know the Supreme Court is corrupted, and so it's up to them to preserve justice in this country. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. You'll not only help out our channel, you'll be taking concrete action and helping get rid of Trump and the MAGA movement who ushered him in.